What's up YouTube? It's your girl JREL, and today I'm doing an introduction video for my channel. This is going to be the first video on my channel. So today I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I want to use my channel for, what I'm going to be talking about, and also share a testimony with you guys. So first I want to share my testimony. And in 2015, on a Friday night, it was February 27th, I was hanging out on my college campus. I was in my dorm room. I was with my friends. I was doing everything I could to find something to do. I was bored. There was nothing to do on campus. I wanted to drink. So I went to the store and I bought my own alcohol and I decided to drink. I was dancing, having a good time. I had actually made a video of myself dancing and posted it on Snapchat. Now, in less than 5 minutes after posting that video, I had a seizure. What felt like to me was a headache, a very bad headache. It was the worst pain I ever felt in my life. I remember my friends telling me, you know, sit down, calm down, maybe you need to just drink some water. You've been drinking, it's hot, we've been dancing, just sit down. And I remember sitting down and trying to lay my head down on the desk. And when I sat up, I actually started to have a seizure. I was fortunate enough for my roommate and my cousin to be around when this happened, and they were able to call 911 and get me from campus to the hospital. Now, when I got to the hospital, everything was not peaches and cream. I sat in the emergency room for a little over 4 hours before they even knew what was wrong with me. I was talking out of my head. I was saying the same things over and over again, repeatedly, closing my eyes, waking back up and saying the same thing, which I just kept telling them that my head hurt and I was asking for medicine. After that way in the emergency room, they finally decided to do a CAT scan on my head, where they realized that I had bleeding on my brain because I had two aneurysms on my frontal lobe that ruptured at the same exact time. So after 4 hours, I had all this extreme bleeding. They needed consent to operate. Now me, I was talking out of my head. I was conscious, but I was not aware of anything I was saying or doing. I still, God willingly, was able to unlock my phone for the doctor to get in touch with my mom, who was at the time in Alabama and I was in North Carolina, to have consent to operate on me. Now, they try to do a procedure at first where they try to go in through my groin and go up to my brain to coil the aneurysms down, but because of the amount of blood I had on my brain at the time, it was too much pressure and my veins collapsed. That procedure was a no-go. They had to do a pressure bandage and close this up. And that's when they did a craniotomy. And I don't know, in another video later on down the road, I will try to show you guys pictures and show you guys a scar where they cut my head. I had two major brain surgeries that each lasted about 6 hours apiece. The neurosurgeon was actually prepared to tell my mom that I didn't make it after the first surgery because a lot of people die from aneurysms. A lot of people die from one aneurysm. A lot of people die instantly from aneurysms. And here I am, 21 years old, with no knowledge beforehand of aneurysms. And I've had two, and they ruptured at the same time. I made it through both of my surgeries. And after that, the doctors were like, okay, well, she made it through the surgery, but she still might not have her memory. They thought I was going to be blind in my right eye. They thought I was not going to be able to walk, or if I was going to walk, it was going to take a long time because I was going to need physical therapy. They thought that I wasn't going to go back to school. And so my testimony is that not only did I make it through two brain surgeries, but I also was released from the hospital, and after a month, I took medication for about 5 months just for precautionary measures for like epilepsy and things like that. But here it is, 3 years later, I do not take any medication concerning my surgery. I don't have really many limitations or circumstances that I deal with. I have a couple, but it's nothing compared to death. I didn't do any physical therapy. I'm very much able-bodied. I'm not on disability. My memory is fine. My vision is still 20/20. And so that's where we lead all the way up to this YouTube channel and how this came about. After my brain surgery, I moved to Huntsville, Alabama, and I joined a church, and I just got plugged in with a lot of amazing people, a lot of gifted and anointed people. And I just believe that I always tell people that my brain surgery to me was the worst thing that could have happened to me. 3 years ago, that was the worst thing that I had ever been through. It was something that I didn't really talk much about. It took a long time for me to analyze and to finally realize that God wasn't trying to ruin my life, but he did have to break me down. He did have to deal with me. I had to check a lot of just me as a person and my flaws. And for the longest, I was so used to everything being about me that even, coming out of the hospital and, recovering, my only question to my mom, I would be in tears because I was in pain coming home from the hospital. But I would be in tears and I could not figure out, why me? I was only 21. I made good grades. I graduated from high school. I went to college. I was a junior at college at the time. I was doing good in school. I felt like I was a good person. So I did not understand why God chose to uproot my life from North Carolina, where I was born and raised, and rip away something that I loved the most, which was school. I always loved being in school. I was very confused, and it wasn't until now that I realized that God didn't do those things to me, to hurt me or to make my life struggle, make it more of a struggle. He did it for two reasons. For one, for him to get the glory, but the second reason was for my story to be a blessing to other people, and for me to continue to inspire other people with my journey and with my story. And my journey didn't just end when I was healed and was able to leave the hospital. Every day of my life is still a journey. I'm not perfect. I have flaws and I have bad habits and I have things that I struggle with letting go of. But my mission with this YouTube channel is just to be inspiring to not just young girls, but to everybody. But mostly I want to let you guys know that there's nothing wrong with embracing your struggles and your trials, because everything that you're going through is leading up to something greater. God has to be able to know that he can trust you with assets of the kingdom. And we all have a gift inside of us, and with this YouTube channel I just hope to inspire and motivate you guys to get closer to God and to figure out what it is, the gifts that God gave you. Because he gave us all gifts. Each of us are a part of a body, which is the body of Christ. And each one of our gifts, each one of our skills, each one of our talents, each one of our assets will help to edify and to expand God's kingdom. And most of all, I just want to let you guys know, no matter how old you are, no matter your race, no matter what your friends say, what your parents say, what anybody says about you, we were all created in God's image, which means we were all fearfully and wonderfully made. And I just want this to be a safe place for people to ask questions, to share testimonies, and just to be inspiring to you guys. So this is my first video. I don't know if you guys can really see this here, but you guys can follow me on Snapchat at JArielle. That's JAE_RELARIELLE. You can follow me on Snapchat. Oh, I just told y'all my Snapchat, JK. Y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Miss Wright, MISS Wright, WRIGHT_X and the number 3. You guys can follow me, DM me, whatever, if you guys have questions. But I do need you guys to send me some topics for my future videos on the YouTube channel, things that you guys would like to see and hear from me. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.